Hi, I'm Jordan Beckler. I'm the principal investigator of the Geochemistry and Geochemical Sensing Lab here at Harbor Branch. We're also part of iSense, FAU iSense, which is the Institute for Sensing and Embedded Network Systems Engineering. We can advise students that are taking the Masters in Marine Science and Oceanography degree, the Ocean Mechanical Engineering program, both Masters and PhD students, the Geoscience department, and finally the Integrative Biology department. So our lab is really vibrant, really research active, lots of different collaborations, and a really exciting place to work. So some of the main research themes in our lab are developing sensors that we can deploy in the ocean or in lakes, some environment, and it can actually collect data for us while it's out there, and then we bring the sensor back, or it even transmits the data autonomously back to us and we can analyze it. So some of these activities are developing in situ electrochemical tools that we can put on benthic landers. Think about like a Martian lander. We can put these devices on autonomous surface vehicles and so forth. Some of the other activities also include what we term biogeochemical exploration. And so we're really interested in looking at the chemistry and the biology and the geochemistry, all these things interacting at all these cool environments. So one of our main areas of focus is looking at redox chemical environments, where you have really oxidizing species like oxygen meeting really reduced chemical species like sulfide, dissolved iron, dissolved manganese. One area, for instance, is the Mississippi Dead Zone that forms annually, where the sediments actually draw down a bunch of the oxygen, and you have this hypoxic dead zone that forms right above the sediment layer. We also have blue holes. This is probably the most exciting environment we're working in currently. It's basically a depression, a pit that forms in the karst environment in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, actually. And these environments, they get really stagnant, and you end up with some really stark stratification and redox gradients that form within the blue holes themselves. We're also really interested in chemical ecology. And so what that means, again, is we're looking at the interactions between chemistry and natural environments, both micro and macrobiological organisms. So this can be looking at, for instance, how nutrients are sourced for harmful algae blooms, like red tide in the Gulf of Mexico, or blue-green algae blooms in Lake Okeechobee, for instance. Another exciting area of work along this line of research is looking at the health of seagrass. So seagrass, mangroves, other marine vegetation, actually trying to see just how the sedimentary environment and what's down there, if it's a healthy sedimentary environment, what sort of microbes are down there, and how are all these different facets coming together to either create a healthy seagrass plot or an unhealthy seagrass plot where you may have a die-off. One of the other areas of research is actually looking at the microbial communities and how the sediment conditions that they're living in actually affect the degradation of different organic contaminants. So you can think about plastic or oil, and for instance, if there's an oil spill, we try to understand just how fast that oil is going to degrade and how that's dependent on the conditions of the sediment. Specifically, we do a lot of work on iron, the actual element iron, but we do a lot of other research also. For more information, you can check out our website. That's becklerlab.blogspot.com, or you can visit our Twitter, and that is Beckler Lab with capital B, capital L.